Hi, welcome back to C Programming. I'm your Dr. Vasu. In this video, we are going to see some more applications of if-else. If you want to learn this and many more topics of interest, please subscribe this channel. If you like this lecture, please hit the like button. That will keep me motivated to create many such videos in the future too. Now let's see the more applications of if-else. It is basically used in control structures, right? To control the flow of execution of the program. That means if the flow is to be controlled and if you want to jump a set of statements, then this state if or else is used. Sequence is to be maintained. How the sequence is to be? It executes the statements in a specific order, right? It cannot execute the statements more than once. For that, we have a different for and while, all those things. But here, using this if, else, we can execute the statement only once. One statement after another, right? It is done in a sequential manner. And it is done in three ways. This type of flow control is done by selection, repetition, and function call methods. Let us see them. See, selection means if else, switch. These are the statements you can select a particular condition, and in that particular condition we'll be executing something. So for examples, to find even odd numbers, right? Next comes repetition. If you want to repeat the same statements, some set of statements repeatedly a number of times, we use some other thing to execute the statements more than once, while for all these are used. There you will be using a counter, that is I++. If you remember that, else check my previous videos. So repetition of some statements will be done using this for as well as while. Next comes a function call. This we'll be writing a particular function and we will be using that particular function whenever is required. Something like a function 1 is used here, or some other function may be used somewhere, right? So this is the way of using the if and else. The flow control is depending on this. Now come to the selection. This is a conditional thing. Means basing on some particular condition, some statements are executed. Branching can be done. We can jump and go to some other place basing on the condition. And we are taking the decisions. It helps in the decision-making process. Group of statements are executed basing on a particular condition. If that condition is not satisfied, that will be jumping and going to other area. So if it is true, it executes some statements. If it is false, executes something else, some other statements. So here, for this selection process, we have if and a conditional expression. You have seen this in the previous videos. Else, you please check it. And switch statements. These three are used for selection process. So coming to this selection process, in if, we have a number of options again. If a simple if can be used, or else if can be used, right? Nested if, we'll see them clearly later. Nested if is another one. And else if ladder, a ladder LAFO, else if can be used. We'll see them in clear one by one. If condition. So coming to this simple if statement, a condition is tested, and if it is true, it executes something and comes out, and next statements, other statements are executed. Example, you can see if a is less than 0, you'll be converting it into a negative number into a positive number, and absolute value is found here, and that you will be writing the absolute value. So, or if else, if condition is true, execute these statements, else execute some other statements. This is the way of using the if else. Example for this is you can use if A is greater than B, use some statements, execute some, else execute some other statements like this. So this is the example for this if else. Next, nested if, another one. If a condition is true, we go into the loop here, and if we will be testing another condition. If this condition is true, execute these statements. Else, right? You will be going for other set of statements. Okay. If this condition is false, if this condition is true, these are tested, right? This comes here inside, and condition 2 is tested, and basing on that, this will be executed. If this condition 1 is false, here it comes directly here, and it executes these statements and closes the bracket. So like this nested if is executed, and here coming to this, if one condition is tested, it will be testing another condition inside. Else, right? If this condition 1 is true, this is coming inside and testing another second condition. Basing on that, if this is true, it executes here. Else, this executes here. Else, condition 3 is also can be tested. Some other condition where this condition 1 is false, it comes directly here. Then there is no question of testing the second condition. So comes here, and condition 3 is tested, and if this is true, it executes here. Else, executes something else. So like this is the outer loop, outer cover, right? Within this, you have another one set of if else here. Inside this else, you have another set of if else. Like this, you can have nested if statements. So coming to this nested if, suppose we have seen the examples of if, simple if, and else if in the previous videos. Please check it. Coming to this nested if, I want to check the biggest of 3 numbers. So here we are taking 3 variables, 3 integer variables are taken, and their values are assigned. If A is greater than B, right, then we are coming inside into a cover, and here we are testing another condition. This is condition 1. If A is greater than B, now A is also being checked with the C, whether A is, in this case, A is greater than B, and also A is greater than C. Now A is bigger. Else, suppose A is greater than B, but not C, then it comes here, and C is bigger. Okay. Now, otherwise, suppose A is not greater than B, right? What happens? We go to else here, other condition. Here in this case, B is bigger compared to A. But we have to compare that B with the C also. So here comes another if statement. If B is greater than C, B is bigger, obviously. Because here in this case, when it is false, B is bigger. So when it has come here, the B is bigger. B is also bigger than C. So A compared to A and C, B is bigger. We are writing that here. Else, what happens? C is bigger. So this is the way of using nested if statements. Okay. So complete this, compile and execute, and let us execute this program and see. It asks 3 values. We have given 3, and out of all 30, C is bigger. So it says C is bigger. So the execution flow comes like this. Okay. What happens here? Actually, in this case, A is greater than B. A is not greater than B, right? So this statement is false. So it comes here, right? B is bigger than A. This is the B is bigger. Now, if B is compared with C, B is greater than C, right? No, this is false. Then it comes here, else. C is bigger. This is printed here like this. Now another example. So given different values, here B value is bigger. So A is greater than B. This condition is true. A is greater than B. This condition is, this is false. B is bigger, right? A is greater than B. The condition is false. So it comes here. And now again, B will compare with the C. B is greater than C. Yes, it is true. B is greater than C. So B is bigger. So this is the statement that has come here. B is bigger. Now let us give another set of values. So here we have given A as bigger one. So A is greater than B. Tested. A is greater than B. True. When it is true, it comes here. So A is compared with the C also. A greater than C. A greater than C. Yes, it is true. So A is bigger. This is the value, that is the thing that is displayed here. A is bigger. So like this nested if continues. Again, we can have another example like A value is taken here, and let us see the nested else if statement. If A is greater than 0, A is positive, obviously. Else, if A is equal to 0, right, you have to say that 0. Else, what happens? Obviously, it is not greater than 0, not equal to 0. Then obviously it must be less than 0. And we are not even testing that, directly saying that A is negative. So that comes here. So that completes if else, right? If else, and inside again if else. That's the nested if statement. So compile this and execute. Give values to A 123. So A is positive. That means directly it has come here. A is greater than 0. A is positive. Give another value minus 45. That means A greater than 0. No, this is false. It comes here. If A is equal to 0, no, this is also false. So comes here. So A is negative. So A is negative. This is printed. Give another value, 0. A is greater than 0, right? False. So it comes here. If A is equal to 0, yes, this is true. So A is 0. This is to be displayed. So like this, it will be, the flow of the program takes place like this. Now, the execution of the program goes in this manner. In the next video, we'll see the nested else if. Okay. So hope you had understood this topic very well. If you have any queries or suggestions, please do comment below. Thank you.